What's up, everybody? Evening hour 122. Live right now. Come on in. It's been a while. All right, come on in, folks. Yes, we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's up, people? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. I got a lot to say this evening. I'm going to move this over to here. Wow. Everybody. Let me see here. I have a complicated show tonight. Wow, my name is Cardone. Welcome. We are live right now. We have a group in here. Jason, Dallas, Fallon, Amanda, my mama, William, Dan. Come on in. Here's the thing. Tonight is episode 122. And I'm supposed to be bringing Stuart in here, and he's ready to go. But I'm not sure it's going to work because of the sound. So, I'm going to attempt to do, after I talk a bit, we're going to try to bring him in. If not, we're going to roll. I have so many things to say, it's not even funny. Yeah, it's been about 2 to 3 weeks that I haven't been on. I got hit with the busy hammer. Busy with life, busy with work, busy with the summer. It is summer season, which is kind of a holiday where I live all the time. So, let me know if I'm coming in clear. You can hear me, I'm guessing. And usually people tell me when they can't hear me. And I'm guessing I'm coming in crystal clear on the camera end. I do have a new hand camera. Unfortunately, again, it's glitchy. See how glitchy it is? So, I'm getting there. All right, cool. I have a lot to say. And people are wondering what I've been up to. Yeah, I got busy. I got shows. I finally got back to normal work. Not normal, but it's getting there. The spring season into summer is usually pretty darn busy, especially graduation time. There's graduation events. I have 2 this week. So that's going on. Things are getting busier. I'm booking shows in the fall. I'm booking shows in December. That's a good sign for everybody. That means people are planning for the future. Like they're planning ahead. Last December, when the resurgence of the virusy stuff started again, people lost faith in the future of bookings, and even though people weren't as sick the third time around, I don't know how many times it's been around, people stopped booking things for the spring and summer. Even though the sickness part was actually, it was contagious, but there wasn't that many people dying. Not like 2 years ago. People were just not into booking future gigs. Well, now they are. So, hallelujah, we're good. The other thing that's cool is I started doing that Ramones cover band thing, and we've done 2 gigs, and we've got a few more booked already. And so that happened, and it was on point. Yeah. That'll be happening again. And I was thinking of doing a live broadcast at one of those. Oh my God, you're coming to Wits on Thursday? You're going to have a great time for 2 reasons. A, it's Wit. 2, I'm going to be there doing my magic. But 3, it's my daughter's sweet 16. And we're going to have it. I'm just going to invite people at Wit. Like, whoever's around can come. So you'll be at my daughter's sweet 16 party, and we're going to party our asses off. Awesome. I can't wait to see you, Dan. We're going to have a good time. Yeah, I don't know what the weather is. It's probably good. Oh, I have a Toilet Boys announcement. I don't think I can announce it yet. Let me actually look. Hold on. You can message me here. I'm texting Stuart. Let me look here if I'm allowed to announce the announcement yet. No, I'm not. Well, anyway, get ready because I think we're doing a show sooner than later, and it's not in New York City. It's somewhere far away, and I'm very excited. Yeah, we're starting to plan some fall dates for Toilet Boys, which is crazy because I've been playing in that band now for what, 28 years? I can't even. I can't even. What else? So my Father's Day, my son is in France making a heavy metal album. He's there right now. He's going to be there for a month. Him and his bandmates are Peter Benedetti in the house. He's over there making a heavy metal record with his band Mothra. And he normally helps me with my tech, which is why the tech tonight might be janky. Now, if Stuart can't jump in here, yes, I'm going to be sad. So we'll just do it next week. But I got a show. Don't worry. I have a lot to say. On my Father's Day was me and my daughter were like, I didn't really want to do anything. It was a nice day and the beach was out, but I just wanted to leave the neighborhood a bit. So we went to Walmart, which is not a thing that I normally do. It's just usually crowded and gives me a headache. But I was like, yeah, let's go to Walmart on a Sunday, which is kind of a dumb idea. Well, guess what? I ended up buying a new knife and shotgun ammo in Long Island. They'll only let you buy 3 boxes, which is funny because if you have family members, you can get them to buy extra boxes. Yeah, I'm glad that you can still buy shotgun ammo, especially slug rounds. And I bought a new knife. This is called the Buck. It's a buck knife. Oh, God, where are my glasses? Before I show it to you, I'm going to name it correctly. It's the 263. And it's in their budget knife series. It looks like this. And it's a one-hander. You can open it with one hand. It's got the little flippity-dippity. Now, the reason why I like this is the point. It's almost a tanto blade. And I like it because it's good for cooking. This for me is a cooking knife. I was inspired to get it because of I just went camping, and I would have used this. You know, I have a million knives. I also bought something. I don't think I showed everybody this. I am a fan of buck knives. To me, it's the greatest lower priced machine-made knife. And there's a buck knife called the Buck 110, which you've heard me probably talk about. Well, oh, this is nice. They made a 110 Auto Elite. And it's not cheap. Yeah, Walmart has really good free entertainment, says Jason. Yes. So this is the traditional Buck 110 shape. Except this one has a button and it's full auto. Pretty cool. So if you're a fan of the 110 and you have a little bit, they're about triple the price of a regular buck knife. This is glorious. Now it is illegal in most places. So, caveat emptor. And look at that. Closes. Came with a beautiful leather sheath. USA made. Highly recommend Buck knives. For the cheaper knives, and I mean cheaper meaning under $500. Like, you can get a good buck knife for like $60, $70. I think this one was $35. Look at this thing. It's gorgeous. So that was my Father's Day. Knives and buying ammo. I spent the day with my mother and my daughter. Fran's in here. She had to deal with me in Walmart, running around like a kook buying. I bought some fishing supplies too. But anywho, that was my Father's Day. I hope all the dads out there had a good time. What else was I going to say? As for reading goes, I'm going to get into what I was reading. I've been reading a lot of Albert Camus, and I wanted to read something from him today. Now, I think I'm going to save it I want to see if we can get Stuart in here. Now, Stuart, let me know if you can hear me because I'm going to put my headphones in and I'm going to be able to hear you. So, Stuart, can you hear me? Let's see. Can you hear me, Mr. Stuart? All right, now I can hear Stuart, but the audience can't hear him. So I'm going to try to do something. Go ahead and say something, Stuart. You have such a great voice. Um, un- Unfortunately, I do not see your voice coming through. So that means one thing. Hold on, hold on. I'm not piping you on here until. So let me just see here. Select a speaker. I'm gonna try something here. Where would the speaker be? I'm gonna select a speaker. I don't want my headphones to be the now. Can you talk now? Nope. Now I can't hear you. See? Okay. How about now? Nope. How about now? Nope. Oh, how about this? Go ahead. So now here what's crazy is you're coming through the speaker of my computer, which doesn't help because I would have to move this speaker over to this microphone and it doesn't reach. So hold on, let me try one more thing. Hold on. How about now?
I'm here.
No, this is not good.
What if you just put the Zoom? What if you just put the Zoom on your phone, and then like you just have a video of your phone. You just stick your phone in there.
No, but the video means nothing. The video is fine. It's the audio. The audio is the problem. Yeah, I have you. I can put you on video here. Hold on. Let me just check one more thing. Test, switch to audio, leave computer audio, audio settings. Dude, hold on. Select a microphone.
Darn this technology stuff.
I mean, it's terrible. I hate it. I really do. I've come this close, ladies and gentlemen, to sledgehammering all of this, putting it in a box, and putting it in the garbage. And that's the end of my internet show. And I'm not, and I'm actually, I swear, I'm not exaggerating. I've come close many times. That's how much I have hatred for tech. So now you're in the headphones again. So go ahead, talk to me. So normally, when I do this show, I can only hear the guest in my ear, which is what I can do now. So that means, how the hell do I get your video over to you? You know, I'm going to bring you in. They're going to see you. For a second, you can wave, but they're probably not going to be able to hear you. See, there you are. Go ahead, say something. Well, there's Stuart Palm, everybody. You can wave at the poor guy. I don't think they can. Go ahead, let's see. Oh, yeah. Can you hear Stuart? I don't think you can. And it's funny because now they can see both of us. It's terrible. I'm running Streamlabs, Zoom to Streamlabs to my computer to YouTube. And so there's one button here that I just don't know where to hit. Yeah, Alexander Ray says hi. Hi, Alexander. Literally, folks, anybody know what button to hit? I don't know how to show them what buttons I have. It's so complicated. He's in Zoom, and I'm bringing him to Streamlabs. Yeah, they can't hear you. What? It is. No. Yeah, it's. Let me try something here. Hold on, folks. No, it's never gonna happen. I was gonna move my microphone over closer to the speaker, but it would sound terrible. And so there's no point in sounding terrible. So I guess what we're gonna do. I'm gonna switch this back. This is ridiculous. I really don't know how to do this. It's insane. I wish I do card tricks, everybody. I'm gonna become a tech terrorist. Wouldn't that be a cool gig? Stuart, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, no one can hear you. Yeah, go ahead. There's a button I have to hit. I just don't know what. Oh, wait. Alexander said, do speaker on your phone next to the mic. Yeah, but my phone has nothing to do with anything going on right now. So, the video, anyway. Yeah. Phone. There's no phone involved. I don't have a phone. There's no phone involved right now. That's why. That's what I'm saying. I'm not. Yeah, I would have to bring you on Zoom here, which would then ruin the Zoom and the. Yeah. I hear you, dude. I'm plugged into my microphone right now. Yeah, that's plugged into my microphone. That's how I hear Stuart. Okay, but if I unplug you, okay, let's try. I won't be able to hear you. Yeah, you are gone and don't exist because right now I have you selected as the speaker. The speaker I have now I can hear you because I plugged it in. The speaker I have selected is it says select a speaker, headphones. Select a speaker. That's what it usually is when I do this show. So, that's why I don't know. It's set up how I usually set it up, but your audio is not moving when you talk. So that means, and it's funny, let me just check something here. In Streamlabs, virtual webcam is on. Yeah, I have everything running. Folks, I'm very sorry. I have a lot of tech problems on this show. As many of you who watch this show know, it's a never-ending battle of tech with me. So, let's see. Oh, we can do that. Oh, I think we just solved it. Hold on, that's what Alexander Ray was getting at. But let's see. Let's see. This might work. This might work. So they're going to see you. Okay. So I'm calling you. Oh, you have to zoom out? That means I have to log you in again. This is a mess. Okay, here we go. Stuart just logged out. He's coming from Hong Kong, folks. Try again. So I'm calling him on the phone. Then I'm going to put him on speaker. Now he's not answering. I don't know why. I think we got this, folks. Here we go. Here we go. No, I don't know why he can't answer his phone. Answer your phone. Stuart, answer. What happened? We call each other all the time. Okay, Stuart, you can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
But here's the problem. I don't know if the audience is going to be able to hear you. You're pretty quiet. No video chat. You're not. No one's going to see you. You can't turn on your Zoom now?
Okay.
Huh?
Huh?
You can't go on to Zoom?
The Zoom? I can turn on. Yeah. I can turn on the Zoom.
So go on to Zoom.
Restarting. Hold on.
And then I'll let you in the meeting. But
Zoom.
what I don't know is going to happen if they're going to be able to hear you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prop up by the microphone the phone. Oh, this is going to work. Thank you, Alexander Ray. That was a good idea. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I'm loading the Zoom, opening Zoom, connecting.
Now, ladies and gentlemen watching, can you hear him talking right now? You should be able to.
To sit in solemn silence in a dull, dark, in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock.
How is that?
Waiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock.
They can hear you. They said it sounds good enough.
My mouth might not sync up with if you put me on Zoom. But
that's fine.
It says the host will let you in soon. You can let me in.
Okay, folks, here we go. I am bringing into the room in 1 second. A dear friend and colleague. Hold on, let me get this out. Are you in there? Yes, you are. Stuart, I don't see you.
Okay, I just wasn't. I'm gonna put you on my headphones so
Hold on,
I
we're
know
gonna get this to
more
work.
clear.
Oh, what is that noise? Good lord. There's
Okay,
some.
that's just feedback because you're in two things. Okay, should be good now.
Okay, now, are you in here? I don't see you.
You haven't turned. Oh, I have to turn my video on.
Yeah, there we go. All right, here we go. Three, two, one. You
All
in
right.
2 seconds, folks. You should be able to see and hear Stuart Palm. There he is. Give him a big round of applause.
Can you see me and hear me at the same time?
I think you're pretty synced up, dude.
Oh, good. I'm on the other side of the planet. That's impressive.
Dude, right now, I am running a Canon EOS camera, running it to a computer. Stuart is coming from Hong Kong, running to Zoom, sending it to Streamlabs, calling me on a phone, playing through a microphone, all going to YouTube.
Right, my audio is on Facebook Messenger and my video is Zoom.
It's insane at what we do these days. Okay, cheers, my friend. Remarkable. Thank you, everybody, for being patient. I love this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the artist and the co-creator of something that I'm going to place on the table. Well, here, I'll just show you. Folks, look. This is it. I'm holding a deck of the cards in my hand right now. This is it. We have them. They got here last week. I mean, we were a little late, so for those of you that were freaking out, sorry, stick it up your ass. I had a couple people bugging me. It was a pandemic! It was in China! Right? I mean, come on! The damn factory's closed. The world closed. Cheers, Stuart. We finished.
Yeah, man. Cheers.
So we can't give away too many secrets. There's some secrets with this. There's some hidden meanings that we're going to let people figure out. And I just wanted to talk to him about this. It's done. Should I open it up and show them? I should.
Yeah, open one.
So,
I have a deck here too.
So,
just in case.
Oh, there it is.
The only weirdness on this call situation is, just so you know, I can't see you live.
Right,
you'd have to hear you live.
You can hear me. Okay, cool. So, basically, I'm going to open these up, and the only thing left to do now, in the next week or so, I'm going to start getting an assembly line ready to go for mailing these out. It's going to be a little bit of a headache, but it's going to happen now. The other thing is we're shooting the video for the 3-card Monty people, which you'll know what that is in a second. And we're getting ready to plan a Zoom conference with the Friends of the Devil, which were special backers. Which that is where we're going to go into the hidden meanings and the symbolism on a different level. Dude. Okay, here. Look at this. So there's a card in here with the Friends of the Devil, which I'm just going to put aside. But dude, first of all, before we show the cards, if there's any magicians watching, okay, the backs are beautiful, but look, these are 3-card Monty sets. Skull and crossbones, bag of gold. And so you'll be able to use these if you're a magician to do some routines, and if you're not a magician, there you can learn the routine. It's the find the queen trick, you know, the old 3-card Monty.
And there's lots of other little stuff built into that you might that's useful.
Very useful. And so let's look at the jokers. So joker number 1, the Doctor. Look at that.
The Doctor.
It's absolutely glorious. And then the Maestro, which is actually, I like this one better. I like the line work on this one the best. Peter.
Yeah, I'm happy with that one too.
Peter H. Gilmore as a Joker in a deck of Satanic playing cards, to me, is glorious. I mean, folks, here's the Ace of Spades. I love how simple the Ace of Spades came out. It's simple and to the point. We didn't try. You know, like Stuart, you know how we always talk about clever and how clever kills.
Clever kills.
Yeah, and so this to me is non-clever. It's just there it is. It's simple, and it's elegant, to the point. I just love it. It's like
nice.
It's like, remember we were thinking about the Ace of Spades? We had some elaborate plans, and then it was like
it looks right.
Um,
Looks good.
let's see. I don't want to show. We're not showing them all. I mean, here's the one.
Go ahead and show the face cards.
Should I show them all? I'll show them.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, here. I wanted to show them the number cards because I really appreciate what you did here. Stuart did something really cool here with the asymmetrical line that cuts through all of the pips. It's slightly asymmetrical.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm going to show you right now the Jack of Spades, which is Beelzebub. Look at this. Now, you got to see it up close to see the detail on this one. It's absolutely glorious. And the King of Spades is Lucifer himself. And then the Queen of Spades, we made an archetype rather than a single. We made it a hedge witch, a traditional European style hedge witch, made famous. Oh my God, Stuart, did you see on? You'll love this. So Margaret Hamilton, the witch. Wouldn't you say she's the most iconic of all? She's like,
yeah.
I mean, the green skin and the hat, and I mean, it's just. So there's an episode
sure.
of Mr. Rogers that she's on.
I almost made the hedge witch green, and then I was like, nah, it's too much.
It's too right. I actually appreciate that. Yeah, you made her I'll show it again. But so she was on in the early 70s. She was on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. But I didn't know this. There's an episode of Sesame Street that she was on. And it was a lost episode. It's on YouTube right now. It's a must-see.
Oh, wow.
It's a must-see.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch
It's
that.
really neat. It's kind of dark and weird, which is why I think they lost it. Let's go to... Oh, wow. Okay, here's some really fun ones. Here's the Jack of Diamonds, also known as Set. Look at this guy. Wow.
He's the last one I drew. That's the last one.
I remember, yeah. I remember when we were working on this guy, the imagery we went through. He's great. God.
Thanks.
And here's the Queen of Diamonds.
I did a lot of research on him. I love that nobody knows what animal the Egyptians were looking at.
Yeah.
He might be. Look at he's got these weird ears or horns on his head, so he might be based somewhat on a giraffe. But then he looks like an aardvark.
Yeah.
But they didn't have aardvarks in Egypt. Like it's like nobody knows. It's great.
Maybe somebody captured one and brought it to the pharaoh from a far off land as a present.
Sure.
You know, and they were like, whoa. Now here's one. Again, some of these cards you got to see them with your own eyes. Queen of Diamonds. Kalima.
Yeah, the color's good because we did spot color on all the colors.
Yeah, the color's looking great, dude.
For those of you who know about printing.
I mean, it's beautiful.
They're all Pantones.
They're way better than I ever imagined. They really are. Way better. It's beautiful. And then, okay, so that's Kali. And then the King of Diamonds. This is Belial. Or Belial, if you watch, what are those horror films? Basket Case, the bad guy's Belial. Belial in his weird glory.
Come in focus.
Now here's the one. Now we're getting to the big boys. So the next card I'm going to show you, the King of Clubs. This has been the poster child of the deck, and this is the first one you did, right?
Yeah.
And heavy metal vocalist David Ingram just tattooed this on his arm, which it's the coolest thing ever. Look at this. This one came out glorious.
As an artist, it's like the greatest honor ever. It's like, oh, somebody put something I drew on their arm. That's
would
awesome.
imagine. I mean, dude, this one's stunning. His scepter that has the sulfur cross on it is just glorious. All right, so that's King of Clubs. I love the Queen of Clubs.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
She's sexy.
Currently, Queen of Clubs is my favorite.
Hecate, folks. representing the Greeks in the house. Look at this. She is gorgeous. She just has a vibe. Love her. And then this one's a delightful one. This is a nod to the Church of Satan right here, folks. Jack of Clubs. I don't think we need to say much about who we used as a model, but if you look, you can see.
Well, and it's not directly apparent automatically. People recognize that it's somebody, but they don't know who it is. Because I found a young photo of him. It's not an older photo, which is what people are more used to. So it's a young photo of him.
Yeah, I love it. It's beautiful. This is Moloch, folks. This is Moloch. Oh, what's it say? Someone's oh, dude, people are loving these. They're saying nice things. Now, this last batch has probably my favorite. I'll show you. So, King of Hearts is Leviathan. Obviously based on a sea monster of sorts, which is what Leviathan represents. He is the West and the ocean and whatnot. I love him. He was an early one. You did the Kings first, I remember. And I love him.
I did Satan, then Leviathan. No, Satan, then Lucifer, then Leviathan.
I see. Yeah.
And I like Leviathan because he's kind of silly.
Yeah. No, I like him. He's a little more whimsical.
But he's very monster movie.
Yeah, he's almost an homage to Universal horror. Like he's got a little creature and a little sea monster. I love him. He's the king of the sea. Now, here's one.
That's right.
Our beloved Lilith.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, and this one's just got the greatest 70s flair to it.
Yep. Very
beautiful. And then here comes my fave. This is my favorite one. This is the one I might tattoo part of it on me. This is Melik Taus. And for those of you that are curious about Melik Taus, I did an entire episode on the Yazidi religion, and how they're kind of messed with in a really terrible way, and have been for many years. And so, when Anton LaVey was putting together a pantheon of demons, he included their god, which is the peacock god, Melik Taus. I did a whole show on it. It's fascinating. It's a really neat religious movement that's still around. But as a, quote, demon, yes. Now, there are people that don't like that Church of Satan... What's the word? What do you call that word?
Appropriated?
Yeah, they appropriated other gods, and it's like... 2 middle fingers up. Who cares? They're gods. We can do whatever we want with them.
If you think about it,
yeah.
So does Christianity.
Of course they did. They all have done that. Everybody appropriates everything.
Everybody riffs on the stuff that's been before. But he's cool. I also like that Melik Taus is maybe the origin story of the snake in the garden for Christianity, because it's a similar story, and I think his is older.
Yes, it is possible. There's and also there's allusions to Lucifer, their god being called, Prince of the Light, and it's all tied together. Yeah. I am a fan of appropriating all things in this quote spirit realm, and personalizing them however you want. I mean, and you'll agree to that. That's how you.
Totally.
That's what you do. That's why me and Stuart get along. Is we're coming from some opposite ends of things, but we. In practice of how we go about using symbology, we're on the same page,
For sure.
I mean, you do tarot readings. So when you're doing a tarot reading, how do you describe symbolism?
How do I describe symbolism?
Well, yeah, for instance, because you're in Asia right now. He's in Hong Kong. The symbol of a devil or a dragon there is very different than here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, unless somebody's been Christianized, often something that looks like a devil or a demon is just a protector. So when you're in a temple, there's lots of things that look like a Western devil or demon, but they're at the corners of the altar to ward off evil spirits or protect for different things. So it's totally different. It's not.
Yeah. And that to me is the proof that symbolism's non-universal. You know, it's not. There are nuggets of, I guess, universal things about it, but at the end of the day, you know, even if you're born in a Judeo-Christian country like we, you were born in Florida? No, what state were you born?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, we're both American guys at the end of the day. Even amongst us, certain things mean like the devil in the West Coast is definitely different than the Midwest. Or
For sure.
depending on what country you're from in the, you know, to me, when I do tarot readings, it's just so open-ended on what symbols mean. The thing that they're not open-ended on maybe is their origin. They do have a place they came from.
Well, they came from, I mean,
everything.
Essentially, they came from Italy, and they were cards to represent the virtues and the vices for nobility and for the royal court, and they were hand painted for a game. It didn't come out of some mystic thing initially. It's mixed in because artists study that stuff,
right?
But even if you look at the most esoteric and mystical books on tarot and you read them, they all have different interpretations. So in the end of the day, you end up coming up with your own set of beliefs for what you know. And that's why I created my own oracle deck. And when I do readings, I use tarot and I use my deck. And, you know, on my deck, it's more direct. So, like, the Ace of Spades is a coffin. So you're like, yeah, that's the death card.
Yeah.
It's
coffin
you know,
ain't subjective.
An anchor means, for a period of time, you're going to commit yourself to this. So, like,
right.
They're more. Whereas in tarot, you're like, it's temperance. Well, what, you know, you have to study what does that mean, and then also be like, well, okay, this is how I look at it.
Yeah.
But that's part of the fun of it. That's why it's an art.
No, it really is. That is exactly that is why I like it. Is I get to interpret it. The person sitting in the chair, if you're doing a tarot reading, they get to interpret it too. So and then using that notion of the fact that symbolism is universal and subject to whatever the mood of the time. It can even be the mood of the moment, you know, that changes how someone sees a certain symbol. I perform a magic show. Stuart performs a mentalism show. And in a theatrical context, using this thing of symbolism, that's a big part of it because it's what we're using to colorfully shape the audience's minds, right? I mean, we're using words and patterns and how we look in our appearance. We're creating symbols, ultimately, and people are interpreting them. It's fascinating. It really is. Do you know the book? I have it right there. The Golden Bough. Where is it?
No.
Hold on. The Golden Bow. I'll show you. Well, you can't see. It's The Study of Magic and Religion by Sir James George Frazer. It's a really thick book on the origins of magic and meaning and a bunch of things. I'll when we're not on Zoom, I'll show it to you. You might get a lot out of it.
I've got lots of books like that, but I don't know that one.
I think the books that you have probably use this one as the model because this is the old one. This is from...
Right. Is it VOU?
1890 it was published. Actually, yeah, 1890 is when it was published. And
the Golden Bough, B-O-U-G-H.
Yeah, and it was him listening to stories, compiling them from people who traveled to other lands and witnessed ritual, you know, and
cool.
and he it's a recording of it. Yeah, dude, it's what we do for a living. I mean, we study symbolism and then use it for our arts. I mean, that's what ultimately, I guess, all artists do. There's an artist in here now watching named Peter Benedetti who, I don't know if you've seen his stuff. It's fantastic. Oh, yeah, so Mr. CR, yeah, you know about this book. I just started cracking in it. I mean, it's really dense. It's like hard to get through. It's like thick and small print. But I've been using it as a reference book for my writings, and I love it. Stuart, there was something else I was going to ask you about the cards.
Yes, sir.
God, there's so many questions I had tonight. I was going to ask you. So, I mean, the plan is people keep asking me if there's more, and the answer is yes, there are. But out of respect for the people that order these cards, you're all getting them first. You know, we're going to get them out.
Yeah.
You're getting them first. And then once that's done,
our distribution channel is putting together the sales page and everything currently, so that'll be ready to go, and then we'll let everybody know when it's ready to go for that as well.
Now we don't know
It should
the
be soon,
cost. These decks are not cheap. I mean, dude, look. I'm gonna show them the inside of the box. I mean, I don't know if you can see this. The box is silver, and what do you call it when there's bumpy stuff?
Embossed.
Embossed. So it's an embossed cover. You can see it from the inside. These are not cheap. I think they were $20 a deck or $24 a deck. I can't remember. They were not cheap. It's been so long, I can't remember. And we're not sure what they're going to go for retail after, but they're going to be very collectible. In the world of cards, I mean, you know, Stuart, you've designed how many decks now? 3, 4, 5? I don't know.
No, like 6 or 7, because I've done a bunch for other people that
that's right.
that like only in the fine print does it say, you know, art and design by Stuart Palm. So yeah, I've done so the Palm's Oracle, which I'll put on the thing. My Oracle deck, and
I mean, they're
the
cool
Gnostic
looking.
deck.
Oh, the one that I have here.
Yep.
The Gnostics.
And Satanic playing cards. And there's a Legends playing card deck called the Celtic deck that I did.
Oh, right.
Those are the like attributed to me decks directly. But there's also the deck for the Bund 18 building in Shanghai. There's a deck called the Varnavas deck or soundboards that I did. There's a bunch.
Wow. I mean, that's amazing. Out of all the decks you've done or been around or seen, is there any that... Because I'm always looking for stuff. I don't use special decks in my show. I just use tally-ho cards. But if I did collect cards, which, I mean, people give me playing cards all the time, I would be looking
Well, here's a cool story.
Yeah, tell me.
I was performing. I perform at a teppanyaki restaurant in the lounge 3 nights a week. So you come and you have dinner, and then after dinner, you come into the lounge for a drink or dessert or whatever, and then I come to your table and blow your mind. And there was a guy in there, and at the end of my performance, he took. I usually write stuff down that they're thinking of on a blank card, and he picked up the card, and he was responding to my act and saying he liked it. And as he picked up the card, he was flipping it around in such a way that I was like, oh, you know something about cards, because he was doing magic moves, or I don't know what you call now what at one point was called extreme card manipulation.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what it's called anymore. But he was doing flipping cards around.
We used to call them move monkeys in the old days. It's like, that guy's a move monkey.
And I was like, so are you into magic or what is this? And he was like, oh, I just like cards. And then his girlfriend or wife was like, oh yeah, no, he's got so many decks of cards.
Oh, he was a weirdo collector.
So you collect the stuff. He's like, yeah, I'm more of a card collector. And it seems there's this whole world of people now who collect cards and also get into things you can do with cards, but they're not performers, and they're not even, they're just into cards.
Yeah. And
he's one of these guys. And I was like, oh, cool. Well, you might find these interesting. And I took the Satanics out of my pocket, and he's like, oh, I think I've seen these before. And I'm like, nope, no, you haven't.
Oh, no, you have not.
Because this is the only deck that's been opened.
So you actually showed it to him?
Yeah.
Wow. What did he say?
And he was like, oh, that's interesting. And it kind of messed with his mind. And he's like, yeah, I design cards. I started talking about it, and I was like, so what decks do you have? And it turned out he had 3 decks that I designed, and I was
Oh
like, that's
my
hilarious.
God, that's great. Now, I honestly, there's somebody who owns a playing card company who's very religious. I won't say his name, and he didn't like the fact that we were doing, quote, satanic cards. Um,
Well, he told our printer, who's a good friend of mine. He told him, he said, "Oh, you're doing that satanic deck. You should be careful about that." It's very solemn and.
I know, please.
Ooh,
Now,
hey.
I'm right now doing a Pharaoh shuffle with these, and they're perfect. I just did a perfect Pharaoh on the first one. Look.
Yeah, and for people who are into cards, yeah, they do.
No, they
do
just
that
Pharaoh.
great.
Look at that.
For people into cards, we do take a lot of care, and that's why we work with Legends, because he doesn't just print the cards well. He makes sure that the way they do the paper and cut the paper and everything like that is done in particular ways. So like my Oracle deck, I very specifically wanted to use a certain card stock that I knew would last a long time, because I wanted those cards to be like, people are going to do readings with them. You want them to last as long as you can, and they're way more expensive than a lot of the other decks. They take us like $60 for.
But they're not good for magic tricks sometimes.
But these, also high-end printing, I had them done on a very on a more tactile, like a more springy card, a card that you could fan and do all the stuff that Cardone is doing.
Yeah, you can do some fun stuff with them. I mean, they really.
And basically, I know that Cardone likes tally hos, so I went as close as I could to a tally ho.
Dude, they're wonderful. They remind me of Stud. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, they're a lot like Studs. Yeah.
Stud was the Walgreen brand of cards that a lot of magician guys were like, these are good.
I think you can still get them.
I don't know. I haven't seen their Joker's a horse, which is great. Yeah. Dude, look at these. These are glorious. Look at that. They're beautiful. I think people are gonna like them. For poker playing or whatever, they're just slick ass cards. The Jokers are just out of control. The 3-card Monty set. So people don't realize this. When I say 3-card Monty, there's actually 2 versions. There's the traditional where you bend them like this and they're on the street and you're throwing them fast. But then there's the magician version. That's what I do with them. And the magician version is called Color Monty. It's a different plot. And so it's still a 3-card Monty trick.
Can you do it? Can you do it on screen?
I can do Color Monty, but I'd have to readjust the camera. I can do it. I have a different way of doing it. I don't do that weird move where you slide it back. I don't do any of that.
I'd love to sometime. I remember that you did that, but I was playing with it because we're gonna do this recording.
Yeah.
On how to do stuff with the cards. And I do the traditional Color Monty, but I was really working on what's another way I could do this. I came up with a couple things.
Oh, I'll show you.
There are a couple of things in the traditional version of what was originally called 3-card monkey business that I think it's like, wait, that's weird. It just looks weird. So
yeah, I'll show you. I have a version. It's all doubles and you'll see. It's easy. It's actually easier than if you do Color Monty and do the original one that we both learned when we were younger. The one I do now is easier and better. It doesn't have that weird move.
Is the finale for you the money card or a different card?
It would be a different card, which is great because you can pick which one out of the deck you want to be the end.
Yeah.
You have a plethora.
Yeah, I was doing it for people the other day where the finale was, I'm talking about this mysterious person who did this thing that I saw, and then he was like, which card is it? And the finale was, that card is me. Which
yeah.
It goes well.
No, I did it the other day with the King of Clubs as the grand finale.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be that. It could be the Lilith card is good. I would say the Lilith card and the King of Clubs would be the ending. But it comes with A bag of gold card, which is the actual card you're telling them to look for. I love it. And I like that. At first, I thought it was weird that you did two different colors on the heart, on the skull and crossbones, but I like that now because there's some stuff you can do with that.
Totally there is. That's why I did it. But also, when I do 3-card money, usually I throw the hype, and I have my own little routine for talking about that. And I'm not doing it on the street on a couple cardboard boxes, but I'm doing it in a show for people who I work for a lot of finance guys, and here in Hong Kong there's a lot of finance people who end up in the restaurant, just events with finance companies and stuff, and sometimes you just get a group where it's like, okay, they're gonna want a challengey thing, and this is gonna play. So I have a whole thing with 3-card Monty. It's a departure from mentalism for sure, but it's fun.
When I do walk around, no matter where I'm at, I do some sort of I'm always doing 3-card Monty. I don't do color Monty. I do the traditional throw.
Yeah.
And that one I have a few different ends.
I do too.
But I don't do anything magic-y, meaning where they all change out at the end or anything. I make it as traditional as possible. I just want people to know that one is, it's a special thing. It's very unique. It's 3 cards. It's a game. It's a scam. And it's just sleight of hand. I mean, it's pretty simple. Peter Benedetti, I might hand deliver yours. Somebody in here. If you live in the city, I might hand deliver it. I might actually show up to your door and say thank you, which would be kind of cool. Imagine you have to do that for the whole thing.
You should videotape that when you do that.
Yeah, imagine doing it for all of them. You take a year of your life off to just kind of travel the world giving them away. Wow.
Did we have? I think we did have a tier that we knew nobody was going to do in Kickstarter. That was like $20,000.
Show up to your house.
We both come to your house to deliver your decks and do a show for your town, or
yeah, and give you a back rub. Somebody might have bought it. That's you never know. Imagine doing a Kickstarter where the prize is it's a Kickstarter just for you to go visit them. So if you pay the money,
that's great.
It would be like, it's just like if you're Kickstarting meeting me. Or whoever it is, and just, I mean, someone must have done something.
All the tiers are based on where you're located.
Yeah, it's so weird. Well, somebody on eBay was selling their soul. They put their soul on eBay, and
that's great.
People were bidding on it. It was getting really high, and then eBay got rid of it. They made it illegal to sell intangible things, which is ridiculous. If someone wants to pay that. Okay, which is weird because explain Bitcoin.
Right, or NFTs.
Or how about even our dollar?
Or you couldn't sell conceptual art.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. Like, if I want to sell my soul for a lot of money, maybe you could sue for discrimination because it's like, you believe in the soul, you're selling it.
What happened is the person who was selling their soul didn't make it clear what you get.
Yeah.
And if you sell your soul, you'd have to have a certificate or a jar of soul or something that represents that you would mail to them. Be like, this is my soul.
Right. Something.
So
Yeah. So yeah, something that like solidifies it in the tangible realm. Wow, that's an interesting concept. Interesting. Now, do you know about Boggs, the artist? Boggs,
yeah.
The Pittsburgh guy that draws money?
Yeah, I've met him.
So, my college girlfriend was working for him. She was one of the drawers after a while. She was one of the persons drawing the money after he got famous. But he originally was the drawer. The story that I heard from her was he was in a diner, just drinking coffee, and on a napkin he drew a dollar bill with a pen that was so realistic and good. The waitress was like, "Oh my God, you just drew that right now?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then he said, I'll tell you what, you pay for my breakfast and I'll give it to you. And she was like, what? And he goes, yeah, and you can probably sell it for a lot of money. And she was like, really? And she was like, hell yeah. So she bought his breakfast, and that was it. And then he started buying TVs and motorcycles and cars, and
Yep.
and he would show
That's right.
an art collector would show up to the motorcycle dealership and say, hi, a gentleman's going to come in with a hand-drawn, $100,000 bill, and he's going to buy that motorcycle with it. Do it, and I'll show up a day later and pay you the value of that motorcycle for that piece of artwork. and the motorcycle dealer was like, okay. And then the feds started showing up because they thought he was making counterfeit money, which he wasn't. Damn, that's
Right.
For conceptual art.
It's just barter.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
That's why when people shit on
Great.
conceptual art, I'm like, no, you're shitting on bad conceptual art. Because it's not all bad.
Exactly.
I really liked what he did. I thought it was kind of a cool comment on what money means. And he
For sure.
and he figured out a way to work it. It worked. He was buying shit with it. It's brilliant, brilliant. The other one is what's his name? Kostabi, Mark Kostabi. He made an art factory here in the city where
Yeah, Kostabi World.
Yep.
Yeah.
he doesn't paint any of his paintings, and the subject of all of his paintings is stolen from other paintings. And then he doesn't
Right.
even name the paintings. He has a game show where people are paid money to name the paintings. So when you get your painting that you paid umpteen thousands of dollars for and you hang it on your wall, there's a life behind that thing that's uncanny. There's like a whole... It's kind of amazing. I dig conceptual art. I do. I don't hate it. I think there's a place for it. Peter Benedetti watching. Have you ever seen Boggs? I forget his first name. He did.
I do too.
I did a theater piece in Pittsburgh once where they had art in the lobby. You put art in the lobby and then they have a gala and people come. So we asked him to put one in, and he said yes. So he came in, and there was a table with like flyers on it, and he got one of his bills and he shellacked it to the floor under the table. So you had to actually get under the table and look to see it. He hid it in the room, which I thought was kind of a cool idea because everybody was like, where's the Boggs piece? And it was like, it's under the table. It's cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Under
it's
the table
cool.
money.
There was another thing I was going to say about... Oh, what's this? Dallas says, if you like Oracle decks, look up the Demon Tarot. There are a few Demon Tarot cards.
I know that one.
I remember not liking it, maybe. I'm trying to think. There was one that I liked. I have one
It was
here.
alright.
But it's not traditional tarot. It's just demons.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. We talked about doing a tarot deck at some point, but that's a big project. That's not easy.
Well, I will. I actually started drawing one. In a couple of years, I'll have one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's years of drawing. It's like a very large... No, Peter
It's
Benedetti,
78
who's in here
drawings.
right now, has done 2 tarot decks.
Wow.
Yeah, and one of them, I have one of them, and it is glorious. It's unique and glorious, and they're oversized cards. I'll show you when we get
Yeah.
off.
It
Yeah,
will be.
Peter, you have one...
There will be an oversized version of my Oracle deck. That's a thing that will happen in the future.
Oh!
And I will do a tarot deck. I mean, my Oracle deck, that's 52 individual drawings too, so that took like 2 years to do. But yeah, I know that it's gonna take me a while to do a tarot deck.
I can't even imagine. I mean, dude, I'm trying to write a book right now, losing my mind. So that is a whole nother... I mean, really,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, it's such a tedious process, but...
Yeah, I think people in the world don't really appreciate the reality of how much time something takes to make this in depth.
I don't... Yeah, you're right. People don't. I mean, look at a film, a movie, the credits at the end. How many people are involved? It's insane.
It's ridiculous to me that the culture of most people today, because most people don't make things. They don't know how to make things. They don't know
I
what
was
goes
just
into
saying that
making
to my
things.
friend today.
It's amazing to see a person who has no actual knowledge of the craft of making anything.
Anything.
Take a thing that took someone years and go, yeah.
I know.
It's like, wow.
I mean, it baffles me. I came from a family that made their own food, their own clothing, their own homes. If you wanted a new wall in your house with tile, someone did it from scratch. I really my grandparents made their own clothing. It's just, it's gone. It's like we live in a world of consumption. It's just consume, consume, consume.
Well, the other problem is that I find is that the culture is, and this is partially due to how easy it is to have a voice in a social dynamic through the internet.
Yeah.
People jump to enjoying judging things in a way that's completely obnoxious, but they have no idea that they're being completely obnoxious.
Okay, let's talk about this. Is where we're going to end the show on this, because you're bringing up a philosophical point that's out of control. Good to talk about. Say that again. They're judging things. They've made it a hobby of judging things.
To judge stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm a reviewer. You're like, no, you're not. You don't know anything about what you're talking. You don't know what you're talking about. Usually, they don't know anything what they're talking about.
Interesting.
And you know, they don't know how to appreciate it for even what it is.
Alexander Ray says trade skills are not appreciated in the U.S. That's true.
No. Not at all.
But where are they appreciated still, other than indigenous cultures and like where people live off the land and use their hands? You know, like what?
Yeah. Well, also people who. It's like you know, if you go see the orchestra, the people who appreciate that the most are musicians, because they understand it.
Yeah, it's weird.
And fellow artists will look at something that's created and be like, "Oh wow," and they understand it. So there is a level of education in a topic that heightens the appreciation for that topic.
Well, think about this: little kids in elementary school. When I was in elementary school, we had music class, we had art class, we had a lot of hands-on training. We did theater projects. The kids today in school don't do as much as we did. I swear to God, they don't. They have a whole nother thing they're going towards. They're going towards an educational standard that's more about being book smart, about passing tests. It's like about the test taking, not the information on the test. If I haven't ever had children ever again, I would never, ever send them to public school.
You know who does appreciate? Comic book collectors.
Interesting. Well, I mean,
they will appreciate our deck. They generally when I put stuff, and sometimes you have to change someone's perspective a little bit. So if you have somebody who is in that mindset of sort of vacant judging, but they have a background in appreciating comic book art, if you put it in that framework of like, well, you know how you enjoy finding a rare comic book, or you enjoy particular designs, and you know you understand the process involved, and then they understand, they can kind of get their mind. And you know, you have to find where the art is for that person, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what normal people, when I say normal, I mean muggles, what they do appreciate in the art worlds. I would say singing, only because there's a lot of it, and there's TV shows about singing.
Yeah, but even there, from most people's perspectives, there's just people who are good at singing, and there's people who are not, you know?
Right.
But the way that these talent shows and stuff make it, it's like, well, that's not really the reality. These people had to practice and learn and cultivate a skill and a craft.
Yeah. And also those shows are promoting a certain style of singing. Most of the time, like, you know, a good rock and roll singer who might have a little bit of a raspier voice, but can still hit all the notes in a very emotional way, will get discredited. You know, they'll be like, he sucks. It's like, no, he's better than the guy that sounds like all the other Broadway actors, you know? Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Jack the King Kirby. Yeah, Jack Kirby kind of changed the game. Fashion, Alexander Ray brought up. Okay, so do normal people appreciate high fashion though? Like the art version of it? I don't know. I'm not sure about. I mean,
Well, they laugh at it.
yeah, they kind of laugh at high fashion. I don't. I mean, I laugh at, again, bad high fashion. You know, if it's good, I'll go for it. You know, like, but think about this: as a magician, people don't have much to compare to magicians. They have a few, but like a singer, there's a lot of singers people can compare you to. Listen to this. My friend Chris C.R. Mealy in here said something very cool because I agree with him. He said, "Why things like Mystery Science Theater kind of annoy me. Try making a movie instead of snappy remarks." I agree. I never ever liked Mystery Science Theater only because I would rather watch the film they're making fun of in its purity.
I agree. I liked, in the beginning of that show, I was like, oh, this is interesting. But I only want to watch that for 2 minutes. You
Exactly.
know, like
it's a
2
2-minute
minutes
skit.
of the best quips they can make for the movie would be entertaining and fun. But otherwise, I'd actually enjoy the sitting and watching that movie.
And if it's bad enough to be funny, I don't need those guys, their jokes, to cue me laughing at that movie. Listen, that's the excuse I have for the Tarantino hatred I have. I don't need Tarantino to curate his cool movies and make his version of a cool movie. I would rather watch the movies that he thinks are cool. You know, the source material. I'm that guy. I'd rather go to the source, and so he's right. I mean, it's easier to make a show making fun of this stuff. It's like
I like Tarantino movies, most of them.
Most people
Some
do.
I don't. But I think of it, I mean, it's different. There's a collage element in my mind.
Listen to this. Alexander Ray says, Adam Savage tested YouTube channel is great. I watch it with my 6-year-old. I do like Adam Savage. He is cool. That's the
I do too.
He's a cool guy. That show to me that they were on, Mythbusters, was to me like a really healthy version of what a TV show could be. It's like, it's got creativity, it's got curiosity, it's got stupidity, it's got a little bit of everything in it. It was like, and as an agenda, I didn't see an agenda there. Did you? It was just kind of.
Well, I can tell you that he does. Adam Savage has a small agenda, because he's a member of, I think, the Skeptics.
Oh, he's one of
guys.
those guys.
I think so, yeah. But he doesn't make it a part of his.
It's funny
show,
because me and Stuart will both
That's just
say
because
that.
I've seen him with those guys.
I mean, we share some of the same understanding of the skeptic community. I do too, but I don't like the skeptic community because they've made it into like this dogmatic weird thing where it's just like, okay, I mean.
Yeah, they are. I call them atheist evangelists.
Yeah, and it's funny because to say I don't know, like, to me that's the real answer for science. Not, I know it's, you could say I'm pretty sure it's not this, and this, but I still, there's, clearly mysteries involved here. And they're just, their version of skepticism to me, they're literally making the mystery part non-existent, which to me makes no sense.
It's often not skepticism.
Yeah,
it's weird. They've gone full on the other direction.
Because I always thought for the atheist types, the agnostic atheist is the one that embodies what science would be. It's like, is there a God? I don't know. Like, am I even capable of knowing that fact? That's the question.
Right.
That's why I like epistemology. How do you know what you know? How? I mean, I can make some guesses, but I don't know. The when I read Descartes said the only Descartes is I think therefore I am, which we all have heard that. that was like a philosopher's attempt at solving that. Like, look, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'm thinking, so I'm here thinking. Like, that's it. That's my only claim. I don't even buy into that anymore.
I'm not sure I do either.
No, I definitely don't. And I learned from Nietzsche, the problem with that phrase, I think, therefore I am, is the word I. Who are you? Are you sure you're you? Are you sure you're not more than one person? Are you sure when you say I, which part of your brain is answering that? Is it the one that gives orders, or is it the slave part? Is it the early brain? Is it the, like, it's a complicated question, actually. And how do you know right now that somebody else isn't?
This goes back to why one of my favorite god figurehead goddess images and entities is Kali. I bring that card back up.
Yeah, let me see that.
Because my first introduction to Kali was Indiana Jones. Which is totally a misrepresentation.
It might have been mine too. It was the early '80s, you know.
Like, oh, that's scary. And that's the one image in this deck that my son is like, I don't like that one.
I'll find it.
Because she's holding a severed head. And in the traditional image, she's standing on Vishnu on the ground. And part of the message of Kali, because she's Mother Earth, she's the Earth goddess as well. She's the goddess of nurturing. Which is hilarious because she's got a necklace made of heads and arms around her waist, but what she's doing is she's taking people away from their ego and showing, like, this mortal life you're existing in right now, this is one little part of it all. Like, let go of your ego, get over that sense of importance in self. That's what she's about.
I mean, she's just saying, look, there's a lot more going on here, and you're never gonna know it all. To me, that's the most humbling thing. Being atheistic in meaning, when I use the word atheist too, it's about deities as an existing thing floating in the sky, because I don't claim to know. I mean, clearly there's so much going on that we'll never know. And it's like, when I realized that, it was kind of a humbling, beautiful feeling. To me, that's what the transcendental feeling I get when I look at the sky at night from the beach or something. It's just like, there is so much we'll never know. Actually, everything. 99.9% of what's going on, we will never know. It's so humbling and so big and powerful. And it's funny because that feeling of not knowing and feeling like, wow, I'm never going to know, makes me more of an anarchist. It does that to me. It makes me kind of feel wilder and more freer. It's like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I can relate to that too.
Yeah, it's like, all right. At the end of the day, none of this means anything, so who cares? As long as I care, then it's okay. Because it's a big...
Yeah, you choose to care.
It's just too big of a picture. We're just like literally ants. I think it's weird how humans think there's so much. It's like, no, we're not. Like, if you saw us from afar, you'd see this little rock, and you'd see these little ants trying to leave the rock. They like bounce out and bounce back, and they go over here, and oh my god, they got to the moon, which is this other tiny rock, and we're going back and forth. Oh, here we go. C.R. Mealy. Temple of Doom was the reason for the creation of PG-13 rating for the Kali heart-ripping scene and the brain-eating scene. Yeah. Spielberg was told it was an R, so he bent the rules. So Spielberg was like, I'm going to make a new rating for my movie. Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Wow, I guess he had enough clout to do it. That's cool. I didn't realize that. Oh, you bounced out, Palmy.
Yeah. I did that on purpose.
Okay.
I'll put it back on in a minute.
Yeah, we're going to have to go soon, too.
Yep.
So folks, before we wrap it up, just keep watching this channel. Follow you Instagram Stuart Palm. What is your Instagram handle?
At Psychic Entertainer.
Psychic Entertainer?
Yep.
So
you can also look, if you search Stuart Palm, you'll find
Yeah, Stuart Palm, Psychic Entertainer. That's his page. I'm Cardone Magic. We'll be posting these things when they're up. Also, M. Diaboli has an Instagram page, and actually there's a bunch of people on there now. And, we're putting it there. But other than that, it has been a year and a half of a long journey of this deck of cards. And it's done, and I salute you. You did a fantastic job. I mean, we had a cool little working relationship.
With this team, what I learned from this is that we work well as a team.
We definitely do.
Was good.
I would get so excited.
And also, if you're gonna do a project as a Kickstarter or start a thing, having teammates is very important. Because I did the Oracle deck by myself, and it just about killed me.
Well, we would motivate each other. I remember we'd be like, "All right, we got to get back to work," and I would call you in the morning.
Yeah, and make decisions about things better.
Way better. I had a blast when we were doing research for the imagery and the symbolism, and it was really fun. I would get coffee, sit here in the morning, and we would FaceTime, and it was a really good creative process. I don't know how many projects we've done together. We've done a bunch, and it's amazing. It's very cool.
Yeah, looking forward to more.
We will definitely do.
I'm going to slowly be putting all of the face card images into T-shirt formats for sale on the MDiaboli website.
The MDiaboli website.
MDiaboli.com shoots you to the satanicplayingcards.com, and that is the site where all this stuff will be available in the future.
Yeah, and it's all now that we have the product.
You can get the Peter shirt already, can't you?
You can get. I still have some, and we're gonna put them up there again. And look, here's a brick. I'm putting this up on the screen. This is a brick of our cards. What would this cost? Jesus, this is an expensive brick of cards, my friend. This is like 30, 60, 100. This is like a $300 brick of cards.
Yeah.
Wow. Congrats. All right, I'm going to pipe you out, and then I'm going to say some goodbyes, and then we'll chat.
Good talking with everybody.
You too, brother. Peace out.
Peace out.
Wow. Folks, that was fun. I love it. All right, hold on. Let me bring out this. Okay, cool. Folks, that was great. I'm glad it worked out with our crazy rigged iPhone into the microphone bit. Sorry for the technical problems. I had a great time tonight chatting with him. He's a very dear friend. We've done shows together, like theater shows. We've done cabaret shows together. We've worked in the same magic shops. We did a children's book, which is not published yet. We also did posters. He designed my coin. We've done a lot of things where we co-design things. It's been fantastic. I can't draw. I can sculpt a bit, but I'm not a drawer. Yeah, dude, these cards are done. It's coming. Please be patient. It was a labor of love. I really like them. They're beautiful. One of the highlights that I didn't show you is the seal. So there's a seal. Let me see here. The seal is beautiful. And I'm not going to tell you what it says. I might have said it before, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't have much to say. The only thing I wanted to say is this book right here, The Myth of Sisyphus. The Myth of Sisyphus blew my mind. I'm halfway through. Hold on, who's messaging me? It literally blew my mind. I'm halfway through, and there are moments where I got to put this down and breathe. It is a book that formulated kind of the basis of the absurdist philosophy, which is a branch of existentialistic thought. So if you're into philosophy, or if you're into studying reality, this is a book about it's absurdism, which is, in a nutshell, there's no point to anything. Yet we evolved to find a point. And there it is. And so this will really snap you into some wake-up calls. It literally, the opening line of this book is what got me to buy it, because I was like, this is pretty serious. When a philosopher starts the book with this line, it just says, absurdity and suicide. And here it is. There is but one truly serious philosophical problem, and that is suicide. Judging whether life is or is not worth living amounts to answering the fundamental question of philosophy. All the rest, whether or not the world has 3 dimensions, whether the mind has 9 or 12 categories, comes afterwards. And that's the book. Yeah, it's a really amazing book. So, thank you, Alexander Ray. We did it. I mean, it was not easy, but it happened. I called tonight's episode Satanic Summer for a reason. I don't use the word satanic very much. If you know me and you look at my Instagram page and you look at my Facebook page, you'll see, obviously, I have an affinity for the devil, but I don't use that word a lot. I used it here for a reason, but the word satanic for me, the satanic playing cards, the word satanic for me has such a large meaning that it is hard to define in 2 seconds. But I have a positive feeling from the word. I know it has a negative connotation to, 90% of the world, and I understand that. And that is part of my understanding of how I use the word. So the word satanic for me, it could mean something that's carnal, something creative, something rebellious, but with point. Rebellious with a reason. It has a lot of meanings. It also is an aesthetic that I use a word for. So most people would think of something satanically aesthetic would be dark with horns, or, it's got that vibe. That's not how I use the word. When I use the word that's very satanic, I'm usually referring to a philosophical notion of a dual reality where one is in on a game and the other's not. It's a large concept. I could do a whole episode on it, and I'm actually writing books, 2 different books using that concept. That's how I use the word satanic. So if that doesn't make sense, you got lots of research to do. And for those of you that got what I meant by that, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. What was I going to say? Let me check something. I want to see if I'm here next week. Next Monday, I have a funny feeling I have a booking. Let me see. I'm now in busy. Oh no, I think I am around. I think I'll be here next Monday. So next Monday, episode 123 will happen right here. So keep on it. Folks, the people that show up to these live shows, thank you very much. I'm going to bounce out and go eat dinner. And I thank you all for your support for this channel. I'm getting close to the 1,000. I think I'm about 80 away. Only 80 away, and my algorithm's going to change. So, spread the word. People, I take donations for this show. Hallelujah. You can donate money. There's a link in the description below. But ultimately, the thing that really moves this show around are people just spreading the word. And all of the people showing up in here, thank you very, very, very much. I really mean it. It means the world to me. So, everybody in here, Dan, I will see you on Thursday. You're coming to Wits to party? Come party. Anybody else, my New York buddies, I think Mr. Mealy, you're around. You got to come beach hang. Yeah. Party on Wayne. I don't know what else to say. I'm going to bounce out with the end credits. Thank you very much, everybody.